Remember all of the gurus promoting Airbnb courses, telling you you should get into Airbnb. You should get out of real estate doing fix and flips and get into Airbnb because it's quicker, it's easier, and you can make more money. It's easier to scale and takes less startup capital. Remember those days? Well, that's over. The Airbnb gold rush has come to an end. Many people are saying Airbnb is dead.
Airbnbs are making it a lot more difficult lately, aren't they?
They are, man. So New York City banned them, San Francisco, a lot of these cities around the country are banning them. And by the way, there's 8 million Airbnb listings in the world right now. And so as this phenomenon continues to happen, it's the next logical progression for a lot of these Airbnb investors around the world. And so when I go speak, Brad, at these real estate conferences around the country, hands down, the most popular panel is the boutique hotel panel. And every other person I meet at these Airbnb conferences is like, yo, Rich, I am operating Airbnbs right now, but I cannot wait to do my first boutique hotel. And so I believe, and I'm speculating, I'm always going to be wrong, but I believe that boutique hotels will be the next big thing in 2 to 3 years.
Somebody put me hip on boutique hotels. I've never heard of that one, but I'm pretty sure, like he said, within the next couple of years or whenever that wave jumps off, it's going to be just like the Airbnb bubble. It's a bubble. Eventually it's going to pop, right? That's what this was. Airbnb, it had its time. It had its time where you could get in, you could make some good money. The name of the game is knowing when to get out. Hopefully you got out already. If not, you might be stuck with quite a few units and it may not end too well. Plenty of the people that were promoting Airbnb during the pandemic, you see they're not promoting that anymore. They're promoting something new. They have a new offer. That's why. It was good for the time that it was good, while everybody had that free money, right? While they had that stimulus, everyone was taking trips, right? Everybody was going to Miami, Vegas. Vegas empty now. People getting tired of Miami. People not taking vacations in general because they don't have no money. So of course Airbnb is suffering. I'm not saying for everyone, it's speculative, but still, overall, the industry is no longer growing. It's actually doing the opposite of that. It's failing right now. It's not doing too good right now. It ain't looking too hot.
Did you hear the news? It's all over my For You page. Airbnb is dead. It's over. Nobody's staying at Airbnbs anymore. Don't believe that. Airbnb is certainly going through a transition over the last couple of years, but it is nowhere near dead. If you want to succeed as an Airbnb host in 2026, you still can, but you better be on your A game.
How much y'all want to bet she promoting a course? She probably got out of Airbnb, but she's promoting a course, trying to make some money because that's all she got left is the knowledge on how to do Airbnb, so she's trying to sell it to other people. I bet you when I click her page, that's what it's going to be. Her name is Smart Hosting Hub. Sounds like it, but let's hear her out, though. We can debate in the comments, is Airbnb dead or not, based upon these first 2 clips.
If you're new here, my name's Amy. I'm an Airbnb listing strategist, and I'm here to help you succeed on the Airbnb platform. The Airbnb days that are over are simply throwing up a listing and thinking it doesn't matter, and you're going to get bookings. That's over. Forget about it. That's 2020. That is not the game anymore, and that is not the market. If you're going to succeed, you're going to have to treat it like a business. You need to know your numbers. You need to study your market, study your competition. What amenities are people wanting and needing? Travel trends change. You have to stay up on that. My advice to you is set aside some time every week to read an article, watch some of my videos, or find another Airbnb mentor that you trust and see what are they talking about. Read the press releases from Airbnb. Believe it or not, Airbnb wants you to succeed as a host, and they can give you a ton of information on their website on how to do that. You just have to spend some time investing in your business. If you do that, in 2026, you will go from overlooked to fully booked.
What do y'all think about that? I knew she was going to be some type of strategist or something like that, somebody that has the information to sell to y'all or us or whatever. I did say this about a year ago, and I still stand with this. I think if you're going to do Airbnb, then it's going to change. The typical Airbnb in an apartment, a condo, or a home within a popular city is not going to be attractive to those looking to get away anymore. It's more so going to be people looking to get out of the city, have an off-grid stay, something like that. I could see that doing good. Maybe you have a modular home on the countryside or a house off a lake where people can go and they can get on jet skis, they can hike or be in nature, right? Maybe that's something that will work. I think that'll work coming forward. People will want to get out of the cities. The cities are, y'all already know it's bad in the cities right now. People want to get away. People want peace and quiet. They want to be away from all of these crazy people. I could see it working from that aspect, right? I could see it working that way. The typical days of putting up a listing and people booking it just because it's a popular city, say Miami, Atlanta, wherever. I don't think that's going to work no more. When the last time you've heard your friends or family members say they're going to take a trip? It's not that often are people taking trips and booking Airbnbs. If anything, they're going back to hotels. People are booking hotels, finding cheap hotels that they can stay in. What people are looking for is somebody that got a discount at the hotel so they can save. If you do have an Airbnb, you might have to decrease that price so that you can beat out your competitors. You're going to have to go over and beyond, realistically. Have better amenities, have the best response rate, best customer service, the best everything.
Honestly, I'm over Airbnbs. Bring back hotel culture, please. Because why the fuck do you have a cleaning person, which is why check-in be at 4 o'clock, because they be having to get them cleaned and make sure they're ready. But then when we checking out, you asking us to gather all the trash and gather this and gather that. Then what the fuck are we paying a cleaning fee for?
Definitely was going to say that. That's what I'm saying. People rather stay in a hotel where the cleaning is included. You don't have to pay a fee for them to do their job. You're supposed to make sure the unit is clean for the next person. Why am I paying for that? And then a lot of the time, it's not even clean. Y'all didn't clean it for real. I done stayed in plenty of Airbnbs. It was not clean. You got to get in there and do the cleaning just so you can be comfortable staying there for the night. Then they give you a hard time getting your money back if you want to leave because it's not clean. You got to talk to Airbnb. Airbnb tell you talk to the host. Now you got to negotiate with the host. It's a headache.
That's number one. Secondly, the whole pay $25 extra for a late checkout. I mean, even the hotels will let you check out at 11 o'clock, baby, 12 o'clock. You want me to give you more money just so that I can stay for 2 hours more? Wrap it up. Airbnb was made to be convenient, and it's like it's not a convenience anymore. It's really a hassle. When Airbnb first came out, it was affordable. The properties were actually a lot more nicer than what you get now. Shit, half of the time now, the pictures don't even look like the booking. Let's talk about how these investors are investing in these properties smack in the middle of the fucking hood and trying to dress it up and charging an arm and a leg on Airbnb for it. You're gonna be charging me estate prices. I'm gonna need for you to have a motherfucking estate. Do you hear me? In the AC, no proper air conditioning. Y'all now putting these one little fucking AC unit in the bedroom. What about the rest of the house? No lights. Where the lights at? Where the lights at? Why is there only lamps in the bedroom? Man, we doing hotels all 2026. I'm sorry. I'm over the Airbnbs, personally.
These days, it's like the hosts. They got the furniture off of Temu. They got everything off Temu. They furnished the property off Temu. Y'all didn't even at least go to... Y'all could at least went to IKEA. I thought IKEA was the bare minimum. Come on, man. Like she said, y'all got the one lamp. They just being as cheap as possible and trying to make as much money as possible. It's crazy. Airbnb really fell off.
Airbnb is going away in a lot of markets around the country right now. I'm seeing the fucking writing on the wall. We manage Airbnbs in 8 markets right now around the country, stuff that I own, but also for a lot of third-party owners as well as our investors. And so we have a good pulse of what's going on in the Airbnb market. The numbers right now in all the markets that we manage in are tremendously down from 2021 when everyone's on lockdown. People were traveling domestically. No one was traveling internationally at that time. And so if you look at the regulatory environment out there, we just saw what happened in New York City. They just banned short-term rentals. San Diego just regulated. Airbnb is going away in a lot of markets around the country right now. And so as that happens, it's bringing more demand back to the boutique hotels. And so I'm seeing the writing on the wall. I see a lot of people on social media pushing the Airbnb thing right now, pushing their online coaching businesses. I'm like, dude, if you're getting in the fucking Airbnb game right now, I'm sorry, but you're like 5 years late to the fucking party.
That's all it is. People want to get you in something that is too late to get into. They really selfish. They're thinking about themselves because they need a way to make money. They're desperate right now. So they're going to tell you, no, Airbnb is still alive. You just got to do it this way. Meanwhile, they couldn't even do it that way. They had to get out. They had to exit, probably take a loss because they realized, you know what? Things have changed and I don't even know how to be profitable on Airbnb. Okay, boutique hotels. I asked a question about that. That's like a normal hotel, right? Just a hotel. So I think what that other person was saying is more people and more investors will start to invest into opening their own hotels. That's what I'm getting from it. I thought it was some type, I don't know. Y'all tell me. That's just what I'm getting from it, from what he's saying. I still could be wrong. I still got the question, what is it? Let me know if that's right. If not, fill me in. They said it'll start thriving in the next couple of years, they feel like. So you tell me, what is that and how can someone get into that? That's not like a big name already, a big hotel chain or a big investor. Is that possible? So
I'm zigging when there's a zagging, and we're going all in the boutique hotel space. So the last thing I'll say this, Mikey, is when I go speak at these conferences and I go to these real estate conferences around the country, everyone I talk to is like, yo, Rich, I'm doing Airbnbs right now, but I cannot wait to buy my first boutique hotel. So I feel like in 2 or 3 years, that's going to be the next big thing.
I stopped doing Airbnb for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason I think is just because the numbers were not making sense. As a real estate investor, my time is my money and my money needs to be maximized. And so when I was doing Airbnb, for the amount of time that I was putting into my Airbnb, I wasn't seeing the returns that I wanted to see. And honestly, like, I was making good money. I made $50,000 in a single calendar year, which is kind of insane. I actually ended up making a similar amount of money for that specific property that used to be an Airbnb that I then turned into a month-to-month furnished rental. I'm making a very similar amount of money, except I'm keeping way more of the cash flow with the furnished month-to-month rental as opposed to the Airbnb, because my expenses for Airbnb were so high because I travel all the time. Now, I have a very particular situation where I literally am on multiple flights every single month. I travel all the time. It's just a part of my lifestyle. Knowing that about my lifestyle, I knew that I had to outsource a lot of the tasks for Airbnb to other parties or to other people. So for example, like taking trash to and from the curb on trash day was something I had to pay for. Washing the trash bins every month, because Airbnb guests are gross and they throw things in there that should not be thrown in there. So there were a lot of things that, like, as a homeowner, when you own a home, like, you would just like do it yourself. But as someone who's not really home a lot and not able to do the things myself, I had to hire out for those things, which cost a lot of money in the end. It's small things, but they added up significantly. And so my cash flow for Airbnb was just like not what I wanted it to be. And also just the stress of Airbnb was kind of a lot for me. Like, I'm a really sensitive person, unfortunately, and I had a hard time kind of dealing with rude guests or dealing with emergencies. Obviously, I handled everything to the best of my abilities, and I come from a family that's always been in the hospitality industry, so I have a lot of mentorship and a lot of advice from my family members who have done hospitality for many, many years. So that wasn't really the issue. The issue was just like, for me personally, Airbnb was not worth it, if that makes sense. For the amount of cash flow that I was generating, it didn't make sense for me.
I get it. It wasn't worth the time. It wasn't worth being on call. You working on call when you do Airbnb. A guest could message you at any time needing help, and you got to answer. If not, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna leave a bad review. It's just not a good representation of you as a host. Or you have to outsource that. You have to have someone that can answer everybody's questions. Somebody that, especially with booking, because booking, a lot of times you like, how do I get in this Airbnb? Every single time you got to know, okay, by the time they arrive, they might be confused how to get in there. They're going to have certain questions I got to answer. You got to work around the clock. I get it. It's not worth it. If you have a life, if you want to travel, you want to live for real, then it's kind of hard for you to live and be attentive to every single person that's booking through you, especially if you have multiple listed, all right? You got multiple bookings during that time. I could get that. If you don't want to handle all of that yourself, then you have to outsource it. You have to have somebody on payroll, and that's going to eat up a lot of the profit. I believe the same thing. That's why people are exiting Airbnb, as well as people are not booking Airbnbs as much anymore, and they're going back to hotels. Let me know what y'all think about this video, family. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace to my Hebrew fam. Shalom.